Hi Taurus, my name is Ariel and welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. I'm going to be doing your full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn reading for July 16th. This is going to be a really big time. Everybody's feeling it, but you know, as earth signs are especially getting a lot of that energy. When we have a lunar eclipse coinciding with that full moon, it really ramps the energy up. And that really indicates that it's a time of release. The lunar eclipse is always about purging, letting go, going with the flow. So there's going to be things that come up around this full moon that are going to have to be let go of for sure. The interesting thing, I made all my little notes about when these are happening, is that when you have a full moon lunar eclipse, there's always going to be another pattern coming. So we've just completed that solar eclipse on, let's see, that was July 2nd. So that just happened in Cancer. So now we're getting the lunar. And then later this year, 6 months later, in the winter, when the sun is in Capricorn in December, we're going to have another pattern again in Capricorn and Cancer, but it's going to be reverse of the energy that we've had this month. So I'm really interested to see what comes up for everybody's sign as we go through these. So just keep in mind, y'all, these are general readings. They may not apply to every single Taurus out there. So just take that in mind. If this doesn't resonate for you, either check out one of my other readings that I have. It may coincide more with, you know, another sign that's, you know, your moon or your rising. Or check out some of the other wonderful readers on YouTube. There are so many of them. So let's go ahead. I want to just do a little brief invocation. Dear Spirit, dear Light, dear angels, Archangel Michael, Mary, Jesus, all ascended masters and divine guidance, I just ask for you to be here with me and Taurus right now as we read for the Taurus sun sign what's coming up for the Capricorn lunar eclipse on July 16th. And first I'm going to work just a few decks today and see what the basic messages are around this. When we're looking at lunar eclipse, we're looking at, you know, again, like I said, things that are going away, and so the sign it's going to be in is Capricorn. For Taurus, that really affects your 9th house in your general astrology area, so this really indicates to me that you're letting go of a lot of old ideas. The 9th house in Sagittarius energy deals with ideas, it deals with things that you've learned in the past. Sometimes it's philosophies, personal philosophy, even spiritual systems. If you grew up in a very strict religious environment, sometimes this can really shake that. And if you've already kind of broken away from it, it either renews it, shows you something different about it, but there's some element of it that has to be purged, released, detoxified, and changed. So I think that's very interesting. It also may bring in that you need to have more positive outlook, because that Sagittarian Jupiter energy, it's really about, you know, being more upbeat, seeing the bigger picture, not getting so closed in to a narrow perspective. So that may be a thing that comes up too. So let's just see. I'm going to start with the animal spirit cards. I love these cards. They are absolutely beautiful, and I'm very excited to see. Let's see what comes up for Taurus. Alright. Oh, I love it. And so here we go. So the dog spirit comes up first, Taurus. So this is all about being loyal to yourself, loyal to what you love. It's that fidelity to oneself. So we know how the dog is, and that's Libra energy to me. The dog always corresponds to that. This is also about balance. This is a definite rebalancing time. The next thing that comes up is the frog. Frog is a very positive, very cleansing spirit animal. So every time I see a frog, it's always about clearing, cleansing. This even says clear out the clutter is the message underneath it. So if you've been needing to clean out your own house, your own spirit, your own mind, your own heart, this is the time. Do some feng shui. Look up some good, you know, examples for the direction of your birth if you are into any of that. But it's definitely a time where you want to, get some cleansing and some purification, which works perfectly with this moon energy. Alright, so the next one coming out is that grasshopper spirit, take the leap of faith. So again, this is about, you know, getting out of an old pattern of energy and moving into something better and new. I would also say that whenever I see a grasshopper, like a real one, outside my house, I always feel like more luck is coming. Grasshoppers often point to good fortune or good luck, and so it's kind of like whenever, because they're fresh, they're green, they're just cool to see. But yeah, in legend and lore, they've always been associated with a lot of prosperity. So I'm really digging all those for you right now, Taurus. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the regular Rider-Waite Tarot, and I'm just going to do a past, present, future card for you guys, and just see what comes out. And this is just going to be in relation to this lunar eclipse full moon in Capricorn, and also kind of for the next 6 months, what this moon sign and what this energy is prompting you to do. What's the best course of action for Taurus for the next 6 months, starting with this lunar eclipse. Alright, so we've got a lot of balance going on. Starts out with the 2. This is like your past position. So this is what you're coming back into focus with. So this Cancer moon that just happened on July 2nd, that would have brought you into a very clear, very obvious notification that's like you have got to balance things now, Taurus. You can't just go, you know, without planning and without focus, and you know, it could cause a lot of depression and cause a lot of tension for yourself, not really having it. You know, it's like you look at the back of this card and those waves are just shaking you, and it's like you're struggling to keep this balance. So definitely you've already been given a little bit of a note to say, hey, get yourself a little more balanced, take one day at a time, you know, and plan each day at a time, and then you're going to start having better outcomes. I just want to clarify this 2 of Pentacles, see what else might be coming around that. And maybe ask what it was that you really felt that needed to be balanced. And that is your energy, because that is Earth. Alright. Oh, wow. So Taurus, oh my goodness, you've got first the Hierophant, and then the Emperor, and then the 3 of Cups coming up around that 2 of Pentacles. So this is very much about, you've got to make a commitment to yourself. You got to, in a lot of ways, just getting more serious, getting more focused on what are the things that you really want to do, and taking charge on this with that Emperor card and really forging ahead. And it's saying, you know, that doing those things is going to really create that 3 of Cups situation where you're celebrating something, where you have something good to be proud of and happy about in the future. Alright, that looks great. So that's the second card that came up for the middle, for the present now, is now that you kind of had that moment where you say, alright, you know, I got that note that I need to balance things, and so now I'm really thinking about what is going to fulfill my wishes, what's going to make things, you know, more solid, what is it that I desire, what is it that I really want. You know, and a note about that is to not be complacent about it. You know, a lot of times I think that 9 of Cups, it's like this little dude is really self-satisfied with himself, which is cool, but it's kind of like, don't get too cocky there, little mister. You know, it's like you want to still make sure that you're putting in the effort, doing the work, even as things start to improve. So I'm going to pull a few cards around this just to clarify this little guy. Wow. So this really tells me that you're moving towards a lot of different things here. You're definitely moving on from some garbage in the past. You're making some huge decisions now. This is going to be big. You're cutting out. This is that Ace of Swords. So that tells me this is like that message from above. It's showing you, telling you, you already feel it in your intuition, what you've got to purge, what you've got to just cut right through and get that stuff out of your life. And again, this could be old ways of thinking, because that has so much to do with that air element of the swords. Anytime that comes in, you're always going to have a thing where you say, okay, there's self-limiting thoughts. What you tell yourself has a lot to do with what you bring in. So as you get rid of old baggage, a lot of it is if you're telling yourself you're a loser, you're not good enough, you're da-da-da-da, change that. Change that mental dialogue you're having with yourself. Because there you are. I mean, you're moving away from something and towards a better future. And I think that honestly, here comes that Lover's card. So it's like you're moving towards greater love, greater connection with others, and better choices, better partnerships. Because the Lover's card, we know, isn't just about love, y'all. It has a lot to do with that, but it's so much more. It's so much more than just that. And it's beautiful. I love the fact that here's the Hierophant and the Lovers, because to me this is commitment. Sometimes it can actually mean, you know, deepening a relationship, going towards engagement or marriage with somebody you're already with. And if you're already single and you don't have anybody on the horizon, it can definitely mean that there's better people that are more, you know, commitment minded on the horizon. So the next card coming out in the future position is that Queen of Cups. So to me, again, Taurus, you guys, you can be so generous with your love. You're a Venus ruled sign, and that Queen of Cups is coming in just kind of telling you, you know, be open, but be a little selective with who you give that emotion to, because it's a very precious gift, and you don't want to just give it away to somebody who doesn't deserve it. So if you've been kind of like, I give my attention, my love, my heart to just anyone that comes by, let that little Queen of Cups in the immediate future, and you know, over the next 6 month cycle, remind you, because to me she's, you know, she's water energy. That's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and it's telling you, be wise with your emotions. Be wise with where you give them and how much you give. Let's clarify that, because yeah, this is bringing, wow, Taurus, this is quite a reading. I love this. So the next card's coming to modify that is the World. This is the completion of a cycle. You guys are really coming into a time where, you know, you're taking those emotions seriously, and I hope, this is what my hope really is for this, because this is the potential of this outcome, is that you will start honoring and valuing your heart more. Completes a cycle where you're no longer beating yourself down. You have a new life philosophy where you no longer are content to let others put you down or yourself put you down. And when you stop putting yourself down, you're going to raise that vibration and bring in people that are so much better for you. There's definitely that sweetness coming in, that contentment. Here's that Six of Cups. This is a nostalgic card too, for especially like home and family, things that were really sweet and good in your life. So nothing wrong with pulling a little bit of that in. The thing about sentimentality and nostalgia is, well, it's fine to look in the past as long as you don't stare. So I think this can tell you, bring some of those good elements from the past into the future and leave the garbage behind. And the outcome on the next modified card, one of my favorite cards, the Strength card. This is all about your spirit overcoming the nastier side of the human element, which can be jealousy, corruption, you know, looking down on yourself, negative thoughts, anything that kind of gets out of control. This is spirit, you know, calming and soothing that mind that just gets carried away with itself. Extremely positive reading, Taurus. I'm really enjoying that one. And I'm just going to finish up with a angel card. We're just going to pull one angel oracle. What your best advice is for this next 6 month cycle. This is for Taurus. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Spirit, for guiding this reading. There it is, entrepreneur. And I think that right now, Taurus, your energy is being really illuminated by the energy of Uranus. This is the planet that rules Aquarius. It went into your sign not that long ago. And, you know, this really creates an independent spirit. So if you're looking to start a new business, go into business for yourself, move somewhere that you think would be better for going into business, etc., this really is about lighting that new fire. Self-employment suits your disposition and intention. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your co-workers and teammates who remain loyally by your side and ensure your success in all ways. That's a fabulous reading, Taurus. I really hope that you'll focus on those good things in your life, and don't let the nasty baggage get you down, because this is the time where it's time to let that stuff go. And I want you to start changing that inner dialogue where you start seeing your strengths and the goodness in you instead of the negatives or the limiting factors. So please hit subscribe. This is still a very brand new channel. I just started it about a week ago, and I'm really excited to be sharing the messages with you all. There's some wonderful readers on YouTube, and I've been very inspired by them, and so now I'm trying to give back a little bit on here. I really appreciate anybody who subscribes, thumbs up, likes, shares with your friends. And a shout out to all my great Taurus friends. Ian and Keith come to mind. You all have been great. Ian's my little fellow dragon. He gives me all these little dragon figures. And so stick together, guys. We're going to get through this. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.